4. Everyone say it. 5. I don't think he's ever home. He is a great asset to have in our club here. He has brought us up to the next level and raised the bar of excellence. Toastmaster Paul is speaking from the Confident Communicator Manual, Get Comfortable with Visual Aids. The feeling it's not his first time, and his time is 5 to 7 minutes. His title is Alpha, Pi, Omega, and Toastmasters, both 90 plus. Toastmaster Paul Finkelstein.
I am, it's true, getting comfortable with visual aids, and I am also working on organizing my speech number 2. I know you've all heard of Toastmasters International, that's safe to say. Yes? Say yes?
Yes.
Okay, great. You're in the right place. Has anybody here heard of Alpha Omega, though? 1. I'm the only one. The issue is that, like Toastmasters International and Alpha Omega, poor advertising. Actually, there's no, not that there's not poor advertising, there's no advertising on TV. You have to find out about it by word of mouth, right? And you didn't see a commercial on TV for Toastmasters, did you? No. We had to, as we get better with speeches, we become the advertising. Here's a quick story. Besides Toastmasters being around for 90 years, and Alpha Omega being around for 90 years, when Paul started college, he followed the codified rules of peer pressure. Whatever my peers did, Paul did. Persistently, of course. I needed some kind of codifying in my life. And Alpha Omega and Toastmasters came into my life at just the right time. So fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. Just didn't push it hard enough. During the First World War, Frank Reed Horton saw a lot of young boys getting into trouble. He said from that moment, almost 90 years ago, that he was going to found Alpha Omega. Now, Alpha Omega spread throughout college campuses similar to a fraternity. It had the same ideals of a fraternity. It was all men up until 1976. And I'll digress on that a little bit later. When I got to college, it was right after high school. And of course, I followed my peers religiously. If they said, go join a radio station, Paul joined the radio station. If they said, go to the movies, go to this dance club, go to this party, Paul followed there. So this statement works for everywhere around the world. I imagine 18-year-olds, teenagers, just like myself, did get into some trouble, and they needed this codified word here. I'm in good company. Alpha Omega brothers, now co-ed, are civic activists, like Toastmasters as well. This guy, Frank Reed Horton, was the founder in 1925. H.O. Bartle is the mayor of Kansas City. He was nicknamed the Chief because he helped get the Kansas City Chiefs to Missouri. James Lovell, whether an astronaut, a basketball coach, or the CEO of Mack Trucks, or the president of West Boca Toastmasters, I made the list. There are famous people that are involved in Alpha Omega. Now this guy, Ralph Smedley, I'm sure you've all heard of him. He founded Toastmasters in 1924. And of course in October 25, 1928, is when he copyrighted those first 10 speeches in the first manual that we learn how to be better public speakers. And then we move along to 1970. The first female Toastmaster registered under the name Homer Blanchard. Did you know that? snuck in under the radar. And now, why did Toastmasters and Alpha Phi Omega feel so right at the right time for me? The core values: integrity, respect, service, excellence. They help me focus more of this codified thing. This is a perfect word. I'm going to get the most words most of the time to say this word. And you're going to remember to say it when you do your table topics later. And then the three cardinal principles, they say cardinal principles. Alpha Phi Omega says core values. Leadership, friendship, and service. And how did Alpha Phi Omega get me to remember them? They called it the motto: be a leader, be a friend, and be of service. You can see up there, I'll read to you. I love this when I put together a PowerPoint. Discipline for a better world, for life, and all of our careers. Even a retired golfer can be inspired by Toastmasters as well. I want to share with you, which I will. So this is just a recap of what you learned today. But I bet you none of you had Ralph Smedley on the phone. So I'm going to play a short video for you.
What is the story behind Toastmasters? No man knows it better than its founder, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. Dr. Smedley.
Toastmasters grew out of an effort to meet the needs of a group of men in Bloomington, Illinois, more than half a century ago. In those days, I was a YMCA secretary. Many of the men with whom I was associated in that work needed help in talking and in meeting other people. They had ideas, but they did not know how to express them. However, they did not want a formal class in public speaking, and when I suggested a club in which they could learn to talk by talking, they welcomed the idea. I believed in the sound pedagogical principles of learning by doing and improving through helpful suggestions, or constructive criticism as I preferred to call it. Businessmen, professional men, laboring men, men with a variety of occupations came into the club, and they were surprised by the results which they achieved through following our simple process of practice and criticism. We were strictly an educational group. We avoided the atmosphere of the classroom, and we learned in moments of enjoyment. As men in other communities heard of our plan, they desired the same training for themselves. It is gratifying, as I look back over our development through the years, to know that the growth has been the result of the desire of men to improve themselves in speech and in communication with other people. Yes, many thousands of men throughout the free world have profited by Toastmasters training and have been led into more productive living, more satisfactory living by this means.
That's pretty much the end of the video. I know my time is up. 90 years Toastmasters stood the test of time. Franchises and businesses fail within 5 or 10 years. So this saying something.